This video is brought to you by Kaiser Knives.
Hey, what's up everyone? Tim here from Everyday Tactical Vids, and today we're doing a head-to-head on headlamps. This is the HC33 from Nitecore, and this is the TH30 from Thrunite. Thrunite actually sent me this headlamp and then sent me money to buy this headlamp so we could do a head-to-head between the two of them. So we're going to talk about the features, and we'll talk about some of the bells and whistles that you get with each of the headlamps, and then we'll take them out into the night and use them. Okay, let's talk about the HC33 from Nitecore first. This is going to run you around 75 bucks, and you're going to get it with the included 18650 battery if you get it for $75. It does come with some warranty. Let me stand in the middle of the camera here. Some warranty information, and then also the information, just your basic manual on it. And then you're going to get a couple extra O-rings, and then you're going to get the clip, because both these lights can be converted from a headlamp style light into something that you can EDC. So basically you're going to carry it vertically like this by putting the by putting the clip on it and putting it in your pocket. And I'll take it out of the headlamp system here, or headlamp system, and show you what it looks like in my pocket in a minute. Let's talk through the outputs for the Nitecore first. Running with an 18650 battery, you're going to have the ultra low, which is 1 lumen. That's going to be for 300 hours. Your low at 70 lumens for 15 hours. Your medium at 240 lumens for 5 hours and 15 minutes. Your high at 780 lumens for 1 hour and 30 minutes. And your turbo for 1800 lumens, that's going to run for 30 minutes. And I do have a note here that you can't get the turbo setting with CR123s or rechargeable CR123s. You have to use an 18650 battery for that. Using two CR123s, a little bit different output. So you're going to have 200 hours at the 1 lumen. At 70 lumens, you're going to get 13 hours. The medium is going to be 240 lumens for 4 hours. And then the high is 780 lumens for 1 hour and 15 minutes. So no turbo option for this light when you're using CR123s. It is drop resistant to 1.5 meters, and they do note that it's IP, and they say 6.8 rated. I've never heard that before, but it's IPX or IP6.8 rated, so it's 2 meters, waterproof and submersible. Let's talk through the details on the Thrunite here. You have your Firefly, which is 0.5 lumens. That's going to run for 32 days. Your low at 25 lumens, that's going to be for 60 hours. Your medium low, which is 130 lumens for 14 hours. Your medium, which is 352 lumens for 5 hours. Your high, which is 1,275 lumens for 90 minutes. And then your turbo, which is 3,350 lumens, and that's going to run for 1.5 minutes. And then it's going to drop down to 1,050 lumens, and that's going to run for 103 minutes. This light is also drop resistant to 1.5 meters and is IPX8 rated, so good down to 2 meters underwater. Your price point for the Thrunite with the included 18650 battery is going to be around $65, so about $10 cheaper than this one. So let's talk through some of the differences, some of the similarities. Obviously, they're both headlamps. Obviously, they can both be converted into an EDC light with that clip. The overall build and structure of the materials to make it into a headlamp, the straps and everything, it's good. There's nothing that really sets one apart from the other, so very, very similar. The overall build is similar. I would say the first thing you'll notice, let me just press this in here, on the side is that there's no USB charging port there, but on this one there is. Actually, when I got this, I was charging this one up to get ready for the review, and I took the battery out of this one, put it in here, and charged it up in here. So, if you are looking for something that has USB chargeability, is that a word? It's able to be charged using a USB cord, then the Thrunite wins, because this doesn't have that option. So you got to charge this up another way. And I was looking around. I was like, is it hidden? Is it under the end cap or whatever? It's not. It's just that this gives you that option. This one doesn't. This is going to give you more output. That over 3,000 lumens for 1.5 minutes, and then drops down to about 1,000. This is going to give you 1,800 at a higher level. So more short-term, high-intensity output. And then you're going to get 1,800 lumens for a longer time with this than as opposed to the 1275 with this one. So that's something to think through. What I can tell you is that if either of these gave me 900 lumens, like if this one gave me 900 lumens and this one gave me 1,700 lumens, 900 and 1,700, I mean, there's a difference, but it's not a huge difference when you're actually looking at the light that it's putting out there. So, I mean, I've seen, I've said this regularly, but the bump in, from 400 to 500 lumens, pretty hard to see. 400 to 800 lumens, you can see it, but even that is not like a huge, huge difference. So I feel like you got to really jump a lot of lumens to go like, okay, from this level to the next level, that's clearly a difference in what I'm perceiving with my eyes and what I can see, out in the woods or around the house, whatever it might be. So honestly, the lumen output, it's kind of like a break even for me, even though this one has higher output, this one's got lower output. This one can run at 1800 lumens, which is like the highest level pretty much for it. And this one at the non-turbo level is around 1300 lumens. So those are give and take to me. So it's kind of a break even on just the overall look, the function as far as the lumen output. The advantage that the Thrunite has, I think, immediately is just that it's USB rechargeable. That to me is a win. You're gonna save 10 bucks. If you're investing 60, 70, 80 bucks in a headlamp, it's not a huge difference. If you got a way greater value by spending 10 extra dollars, then go for it. But at a relatively even price point, relatively even construction, relatively even lumen output, the USB to me, it's just nice to have that as an option. Now, one of the big things with a headlamp or really any tool, a flashlight, whatever it is you want to make sure they're durable. I have had this one for a while. I don't know if you can see, but it's a little scuffed up there because I have dropped it on the driveway a couple times. This one's pretty much new out of the box, so durability, this one has held up. This one looks like it's going to hold up too, but that's always an issue. If you get a light that gives you a ton of output but it breaks, not worth a whole lot to you. Here's what the lights look like when you take them out of the headlamp system and turn them into EDC lights. So there's your clip on the Nitecore. There's your clip on the Thrunite. So again, very similar. Looking at them from the front, you can see that you've got a, make sure that's fully cranked down there. You've got a bigger lens on the Thrunite, yeah, just like head to head. I don't know if you can see that, but yeah. The Thrunite is a bit bigger. It's not a huge difference. Again, that would be kind of a break-even thing for me. A little bit more compact, a little bit more lightweight than the Thrunite. The Nitecore is going to be, yeah, just smaller and lighter. Let me show you real quick the function, just because there is some difference here, and this makes a difference to some people as far as how they like to operate a light. So press the button, you can see it comes on low there. Press it again, up higher, 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 and then back down to the bottom. The Thrunite, press it on, press it again, it goes off. So on, off. Now if you want to get it to cycle through, you press it and then hold it, and it's going to go up, cycling through the different outputs. And then it's going to go to the SOS. I was reading actually a review on the Thrunite, and people had noted that one guy noted he didn't like the fact that the SOS wasn't hidden. Like when you cycled through the different outputs, it would go into SOS. And he was like, I'd rather have to double click or something like that. So that's not the case with the, actually the Nitecore is still on here. Not the case with the Nitecore. So there's a difference in the actual functionality. This is going to cycle up through by holding down. This one, you press the button each time. Another difference worth noting is that this one has SOS, this has strobe, beacon, and SOS. Again, you're going to cycle up to the SOS and then back down to that lower setting. For this one, you're going to double click and it'll come on at strobe, tap it again, it'll go to SOS, tap it again, it'll go to beacon. So just a strobe warning here, I'm going to double click it. Strobe, here's the SOS option. And then here's the last three, 1, 2, 3, and then here's the beacon option, just a quick flash. Now I will tell you, let me turn this off here. I really like the beacon option on a flashlight. If you're in a situation where you got to get somebody's attention, yeah, you can certainly flash it, but this thing will burn for a long time. Any light that I have had that has a beacon option, it doesn't burn out quick. It's a very short flash, to let people know you're there. If you're in a canoe, you're in a kayak, you're lost in the woods, to be able to turn on that beacon option and just have it flash every once in a while to get somebody's attention, that can be a big win. The SOS will run for a pretty long time on the Thrunite, but I do like the beacon option. I think that's a win for the Nitecore. So that's some details on these two lights. Let's take them out to the night and then use them. Hey, what's up everyone? Tim here from Everyday Bugs on My Face. Alright guys, I'm outside. I'm about 40 feet away from my minivan. We're going to look at the lights individually as far as their features, and then we'll compare them side by side. So let's start off with the Thrunite here. So first setting is 0.5 lumens, and you really can't see anything in the distance, but I'll show you my hand here. So that's that. We'll go up to 25 here. Starting to pick up some reflection on the minivan. Let's go up to 130. So at 40 feet away, that's 130 lumens, so you can definitely see. And this has got a very mild center, so it doesn't have a really hot center at all. Pretty good flood overall, I would say, is how I would describe this light. Here we're looking at 352 lumens, and obviously just giving you some more light than what we just saw a moment ago. I'll show you the high setting now, which is 1275, 1275 lumens. So here's 1275. Again, flood is what I would say for this light. It's not giving you a super hot center at all. We're gonna go up to turbo now, which is 3350. So that's that highest setting. It's going to drop down after a little bit. Well, let's show you the SOS real quick as well. Here's the Nitecore now, starting off at 1 lumen. Can't see a whole lot at the looking at the car, but I'll show you my hand again. Let's go up to 70 lumens here. So you can definitely see that more. And this I would say has a little bit of a hotter center than the Thrunite. So definitely still more of a flood than it is going to be giving you that hot center with spill out from the center. But yeah, a little bit hotter in the center than the Thrunite. Let's go up to 240. There's that. Let's go up to 780 here. And now up to the highest, which is 1800. I'm going to cycle through that one more time just to show you. I think the 740 up to 1800, you just don't see a massive jump just visually. That is obviously a lot more lumens, but I just don't think you see a huge difference when you're actually looking at the light. So let's go through the cycle again, starting down at the bottom. Okay, let's show you the strobe, SOS, and beacon feature now. Strobe warning. Okay, I'm over on the side yard now. We're about 30 feet away from my side fence, and I'm going to compare the two lights side to side. So on the right-hand side, we're going to have the Nitecore, and on the left-hand side, we'll have the Thrunite. Let's start off and compare the highest setting. So 1800 on the Nitecore, which is on the right, and then the 3350 from the Thrunite, which is on the left. So here they are side by side. Nitecore, Thrunite, Nitecore, Thrunite, and I can just tell you again, looking at them, when you look at them like this, like kind of both up there at the same time, can't really see a huge difference. But when you look at it like this to that, I could definitely see a difference between the 3350 and the 1800. So like when I'm shining there right at the gate, I can see the entire fence pretty well, but over at the edge it's a little bit darker. You know, I can't see into the woods there as well. With the Thrunite shining at the gate, I can definitely see to the edge of the woods much more effectively. All right, let's just go through and compare the different settings. Obviously these don't match up one-to-one, but just to give you a sense here. So there's your Thrunite on the Firefly setting, and there's your Nitecore. I mean, both of them are going to do. They're going to do fine on that. I mean, nothing hugely different, obviously. Next setting on the Nitecore. There's your next setting on the Thrunite. Can't see a ton out there still. That's your next up for the Nitecore. There's your next up for the Thrunite. There's your next setting for the Nitecore. There's your next one for the Thrunite. There's your next one for the Nitecore. Next one for the Thrunite. Here's your highest setting for the Nitecore. Again, 1800. And then here's your 1275 for the Thrunite. So those are a little bit more comparable as far as your lumen output. 1800 right here. 1275 right here. Again, I would say, I mean, you could see a difference for the Nitecore versus the Thrunite over here. But it's not a huge difference. So yeah, again, I mean, very, very, very similar features, obviously. That's why we're doing the head-to-head. I would say that the Thrunite definitely has more of just a broad flood, and the Nitecore definitely has a little bit of a hotter center when you compare the two lights. Let's do one last comparison. Turbo setting for Thrunite, and the turbo setting for the Nitecore. And then here they are side by side. So you've seen the lights in use, and I've talked through some of the details on them. Let's talk through kind of my parting thoughts on the two lights. So cost, pretty much a break even. It's a little bit more for the Nitecore. If it was $20 more, 25, then I would say that's something to consider, but it's pretty much even. So I would call that kind of neutral between the two lights. Advantage for the Thrunite is going to be the lumen output. It's just significantly more, you know, so 1800. That's good. It's good lumen output. I mean, but you're getting over 3000 with this. So it's going to run 3000 for a while. It says, you know, it runs for a few minutes and then drops down. But if you look at my original review of this one by itself, it ran and ran and ran and ran, never dropped down. So it does get hot, but it ran longer than they even said it would on the details. So lumens, this one wins. As far as cycling through the different outputs, I do prefer the Nitecore. I prefer just to tap a light to go to the different setting as opposed to holding it down. I think the big win that the Thrunite has between these two is that it's USB rechargeable. So if you have a charger at home, you know, a Nitecore, another company, whatever, that you can charge your 18650 off, great. But I can just plug this in and charge it. And the fact that I took the battery out of this, plugged it into, put it in this one, and charged it in this one, that's a win for the Thrunite. Just easier to charge up your batteries. The advantage for the USB is you can just plug it in pretty much anywhere. You know, you've got a computer, or if you've got like the attachment you can put on the end of a USB, plug it into a wall, whereas you need an actual charger for the Nitecore. So that's something to think about. You know, if this is like I'm keeping it at home, you use it around the house, and I've got a charger just sitting there all the time, great. But you know, if you're taking this one out and about, it's nice to be able to charge it up. And even if you have like a solar charger that accepts USBs, you could be out camping, hiking, doing something in the woods, and charge this one up as well. So that's where I think that the Thrunite definitely has a bigger advantage. Size and weight, pretty much even, a little bit smaller, a little bit lighter, so I don't mind that. A big thing to think about is, do you need, you know, over 3000 versus around 2000 lumens? If that's a big difference to you, then obviously the Thrunite is going to be the winner. If you don't really care about it, well then again, you got to think about the other features and functions. As far as comfort, durability, like I said, I've beaten this one up a little bit. You can see probably some of the dings there. Yeah, I mean, I dropped it on the driveway and stuff. I haven't beat this one up nearly as much, but yeah, we'll see. I'll let you know long term about about how the two lights hold up. As far as the headlamp system, it fits on my head. It works. You can adjust it so it fits different heads of different sizes and shapes. So again, that's kind of a break-even thing as well. A win for both the lights is that they come with the clip that you can convert it into an EDC light. So I think these are cool lights to keep in a bag, because then you have a headlamp, but also boom, you can turn it into an EDC light quickly and easily. And now you've got something you can just walk around without obviously having the headlamp on your head. So I think honestly, if you could kind of hybridize these two, then that would be great. This is a little bit smaller, a little bit lighter, but I like the USB. I like the output settings on this and how it cycles through. I like more lumens. So if these two could be combined into one, this would be the Thrunite TH30 1.5 or 32 maybe, 31.5, yeah. And that would be the ideal of this style of headlamp. All right, that was a little goofy, but just go with me here. So yeah, let me hear your thoughts. If you own either one of these, or if you're thinking about buying them, what are the things that stand out to you? I'd be interested to hear your thoughts about these headlamps. All right, guys, thanks as always for checking out the videos. Please subscribe to Everyday Tactical Vids here on YouTube. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter. Check us out on Instagram, Tumblr, and Vero as well. More videos coming soon. Take care.